song we're going to learn today is called Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan. It's a very simple chord where you use only about 4 chords. It will consist of 3 parts. First part is the verse, then we have a pre-chorus and a chorus, and these just repeat after another. Okay, let's start with the chords. So the first very simple chord you'll be playing is the C major. It's a good old C major that you already know. And there's this new chord, and it's called D minor. Looks like this. Second finger on the second fret of G string, third finger on third fret of B string, and first finger on E string, first fret. So again, C, D. The third chord is a classic E minor. So it's the first finger on second fret A string, second finger second fret D string. Okay, so from the beginning it's C, D, E minor. The next chord you need to play is the more difficult one. It's a bar chord, and it's F major. The fifth chord we're going to learn is the G major. It's the one you already know. It's the second finger on the third fret of E string, first finger second fret of A string, and third finger on third fret of B string, third and fourth finger third fret E string. And the last chord, it's basically you have to do this transition here. It's called G7. Looks like this. So I lifted my fourth finger off the third fret of E string, and I just basically replaced the formation. That this upper formation, I replaced the first and second finger with the second and third finger. So these two are lifted, second and third finger take their place, and the first finger is suddenly free and goes to play the first fret on E string. Okay, now the strumming. It's very simple. I'll just briefly show you the song, and we'll try to dissect it and go a little slower. That was the whole verse. So the first line of the verse is C and D minor. So down, down, up, down, up. So the next line is E minor, F, G, G7. So this is the whole verse. The strumming will be the same throughout the whole song, so you don't really have to worry about that. Third line is just a C. Oh, okay. Now the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus consisting of predominantly would be the F and G, and those are the first 2 lines. So the first line is the F and G. Those were the first 2 lines. Where it gets a little more difficult is the third and the fourth line of the pre-chorus. So looks like this. So basically, the whole strumming you know, which is down, down, up, can be divided into two parts, and this is exactly what we're doing here. So the down, down, up, the third line of the pre-chorus, which is the F chord, is just down, down, up. Right after that, which goes the E minor, and that's the second part of the strumming. So again, looks like this: down, down, up. Down, down, up. So that's the F and E minor, and from there you go to play D minor, and it's again dissected. The whole strumming is dissected into two parts, so it's down, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. Again. So now I'll play the whole pre-chorus and try to watch the chord progressions between them. That's good. And then you have the very last line, which is like the transition from pre-chorus to chorus, and it's just one line when he's singing about having to be scrooging for you next meal, and that's basically D minor, and played the strumming twice, F, played the strumming once, and the new chord we learned, G7. So looks like this. Again, the line, I'll play it again. I just played there right after that transition was the whole chorus. The whole chorus consists of C, F, G, and G7. Again, it's the time you dissect that the whole strumming, you know. So it's down, down, up, and then you have the second part. So down, down, up will be on the C chord, and the second part of the strumming will be on the F chord. And again, down, down, up on G chord. And the second part of the strumming will be the G7. So there's quite a fast transition between those two. So you have to be really careful. And when you do that, start slow and then you build up to speed. Just make sure you play the strumming in the chord manner. So having it into two parts, you know, it's the down, down, up, and then you have the second part. So make sure you actually dissect that. When you look at the tabs or the lyrics of the song with the chords above them, it will only show you, it doesn't show you much information. What you have to remember and bear in mind is when the chords are and the lyrics displayed closer to together, it means you're going to have to play the strumming once over the length of two chords. So it would be dissecting it into one part for one chord, second part for the second chord. So that really applies into the chorus. When you look at the lyrics and the chords above the lyrics, you see that C, F, G, and G7 are really, really close together. I'll play it again for you. this pretty much sums up the whole song. I hope it's clear. I know it's quite extensive. This song it changes quite a lot, the strumming, but you will get the hang of it eventually. It's not as difficult, considering it's only 5 chords, and out of which 2 are brand new, sort of. That the F major bar chord takes a lot of effort to get right, but the G7 is fairly simple as far as I believe. And there's this transition I already explained to you. So first focus on the pre-chorus, then the transition from pre-chorus to the chorus, and you will basically just play the chorus afterwards. That's it.